Good evening, everybody. It is Thursday night, my friends, and that means it is ARPG Thursday, and we are continuing our trek into some Grim Dawn. Welcome on in, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope everyone is doing well. Hope you're all healthy, happy, and all of those things. Kicking butt, taking names, getting a good week under your belts, and all that stuff. I am looking forward to getting back into here and continuing our trek as we do. So let's pop back on in. Haven't done anything since the last time, so I didn't do like any grinding or stuff off camera or anything like that. So we should be right where we were. I know we. I did mention I was probably going to respec or something, but I don't think I'm going to do it right now. Because I just kind of want to make some progress if we can. So let's go and I think we were trying to remember what exactly we were doing. I know we got deadified somewhere here. Fort Icon. Okay, so we had just gotten to, I think, the Mountains Rift, and then there was something. I think we were delving into a ruins or something here, and that's what got me into some trouble. Yeah, I think. No, we came from there. I don't remember what we were doing. Where I got slightly murderfied, but we have a different build right now, so I guess we can see how well the dual wielding is doing, which I think already it's just melting things. So that works quite well. Was it dead? No, there's nothing down there. Oh, there's nowhere else to go here. Huh. Oh, must be down there? Okay. Yeah, I'd say this build is doing quite well. No, this just ends. There's a little path there, maybe? Huh. I guess I had come up here? I thought this is where I came from. Oh, there's okay. Castle walls we gotta... Or fort walls we gotta run across. Okay. I'm like, what's going on here? Why can't I not progress? Hi, Fishma King. Welcome. How are you doing? Game looks so cool. It is really cool. It's an older game, but it's a lot of fun, and I've been enjoying my time in it. I am also using some mods, some visual mods. So this is not vanilla what you're seeing, but it is some updated graphics. you're looking into the ARPG, yeah, ARPG genre, yeah. It's something that I enjoy a lot. I've got a hell of a lot of games that I have to play, so I've been devoting every Thursday night to just going through my laundry list of ARPG games to play. Last one I finished was Diablo 3's storyline. And then I got a bunch more things to do. I still have to dig into Diablo 4 at some point, and a bunch of other things. I might even. I think I've streamed Torchlight, and well, not Torchlight, but Torchlight 2 at some point. But I might stream it again just for the sake of argument. But yeah, it's a genre that I really enjoy a lot of. I did do a little bit of. I streamed a little bit of PoE and PoE 2. And they're okay. I'm not as much. I'm not as into Path of Exile as I probably ought to be, but it's, you know, it's okay. I'm just the progression in that game's a little bit too slow for me. Buying Torchlight 2 for sure. It's on your wish list. You only ever played Torchlight 1 briefly. Yeah, I had finished Torchlight 1 a long time ago. I don't know if I ever did it on stream or anything like that. So I might revisit that. But Torchlight 2 is definitely the best one of the bunch. You know, I tried the newer Torchlights, the Torchlight 3 and all that stuff, and it just didn't have the same feeling. Am I missing an obvious... Yeah, I feel like I'm going around in circles. And the other, like, Torchlight Infinite or whatever it was called, that was not really particularly any good. But 2 is definitely, I'd say, the pinnacle of the Torchlight series. It's a heck of a lot of fun. And then also, this is another old school one, but Titan Quest is a lot like Grim Dawn here. In fact, I'd say Grim Dawn probably modeled a lot of its stuff after Titan Quest. Because, you know, the skill trees and whatnot are very similar. Oh, there it is. Okay, I'm like, where's the door here? Where am I supposed to be going? And Titan Quest 2 is supposed to come out this year, but they haven't had like a actual release date yet. So I've been kind of looking forward to that. I need to revisit 1 because there's DLC that I wasn't able to play because you have to play through the entire game first to get the to unlock the difficulty level needed for some of the DLC, some of the newer DLC. So I'd like to do that at some point. How far into the game am I? I am about... So, I'm near this Asker Karn Road. We've got a whole bunch of other things to go here. Up this way. I've never finished the game, so I don't know exactly how much to go, but this is still the main story. I still have to do the DLC, which is the Corvin Basin, I think, and all that stuff, I think, is the DLC. So I have to do all that still. And then there's still stuff to do up here as well, which I don't know if that's main game or DLC or not. So I would say I'm probably halfway through the game. And I'm at about, I think I'm about 30 hours maybe at this point, close to it. So yeah, it's pretty lengthy. But you know, fun at the same time. There's another path over here. Oop. Okay, that's a lot of stuff. Also, I got some lore here, didn't I? Yeah, here we go. The notebook is caked in dried blood and mud, and many pages appear to have been deliberately torn out. What's the scale of the map? Like, per area on the map, how long would it take you normally to get through? It's... each area is, varies quite a bit. There's also underground areas that don't show up on this map. I would say each piece of the map is about 20 minutes. I'd say every map or every area you see on here is about 20 minutes. Depending on if it has a boss battle in it or not. If it has a boss battle in it, it's probably like 30 minutes. So yeah, probably about 30 minutes per, I would say. That's assuming you do what I do and you try to you try to visit every area of the map. Most people probably just go through and do the quests and don't go to every single part of the map. In that case, it's a lot shorter, probably 10 minutes or so per map. But yeah, it's pretty lengthy. It's not as like, if I compare this to Titan Quest maps were, particularly towards the end of the game, were very sprawling. Like very, very sprawling, to the point where just you could spend an hour just doing one section of a map. Here it's a little bit more compact, and it's a little bit more to the point, which is very nice. Go. Some more blueprints. Now, if I compare that to Torchlight 2, Torchlight 2's maps are a lot bigger. And they're not necessarily as populated. I mean, Torchlight 2's maps are more populated with enemies per square meter, I would say, than these maps are. But they are, you know, Torchlight will... There are areas, particularly the desert area, when you get to that you'll spend multiple hours like trying to find every little nook and cranny, because that game really encourages you to just find everything that you can find, because it's just like there's so many little hidden discoveries you can make along the way that just help you out tremendously. So here it's more RNG as far as like what will drop for you. So you don't necessarily have to hit every single area, although I do. This game's got a great atmosphere. Yeah, it does. It really, really does. And it's very... the one nice thing about it is that it doesn't mess around. Like, it, you know, when you're in a particular area, it establishes the look and feel of that area pretty quickly, and it doesn't, you know, everything feels like it's part of the same theme. It was all part of the same vision, and nothing feels out of place or stretched out or added in just to make it longer. You know what I mean? It's just, everything just kind of flows correctly. I just did a giant circle. That's good. So we got all that unlocked. The game also has a built-in loot filter as well, which I have turned on. So I'm not seeing... There's a lot of loot dropping that that's not showing up because it's not... it's lower level than what I care for at this point. South Part 2. Oh, did I not? I didn't finish reading Part 1, did I? Where are we at here? Trip South Part 1. Day 3. John holds our Sylvie with one arm as he drives a wagon. He is smiling and happy as he tells us that he would reach the mountain in a few days. It's sad to leave our home, but I'm hopeful for a better life far away from the dangers that seem to be ever increasing here in the north. Day 4. Sylvia is so happy, running along the side of the wagon, picking flowers. I was really worried about her being unhappy as we left behind the only home she's ever known. The wonder and splendor that is youth. It warms my heart. Day 6. The mountains are looming ahead of us, and the cold is getting sharp. I can see the worry in John's face as he tries to keep up his spirits. I know he only wants to protect us from the dangers, and I can only pray that we make it past the mountain before the snow. Day 8. We are in the shadow of the mountain now, and the days are shorter. Snow has started to fall, and the cold came on so suddenly it surprised us. We have warm clothes, but the wind cuts right through them. Day 11. We have reached a flat at the base of a fort. There are a few other travelers here who have told us the way through Darkvale is blocked. Darkvale Gate Merchant... with our food running low, we were hoping to resupply the Darkvale Gate Merchant District. Now I don't know what we will do. Turning back is not an option, with the snow coming down so fast. John says he's going to talk to the others soon. Day 16. A horse died today. John is saddened by this, but at least it will feed us until help arrives. I hate that we had to make this trip with Sylvie. She's only 9, and I don't like the way the other men at camp look at her. Day 22. All our horse meat is gone. It would have lasted longer if we didn't have to share it with the others, but John said things could have gone badly if we did not. I don't like thinking about what he meant by that. The other thing about this game, too, is the writing, especially in these journal entries, is very, very good. Trip South Part 2. Day 28. Gods protect us. We have been starving. I spent the morning searching the woods for nuts and bugs to eat. I can't believe that it doesn't shame me to say I've been eating bugs when I can find them. When I got back to camp, I found that John had killed a man that attacked our daughter. Day 29. John has brought Sylvie and me a small portion of meat. I don't ask where he got it. I think it's obvious. Day 30. The other men asked what happened to their friend. John told them that he tried to hurt our little girl and offered them some freshly cut meat. They took it without another word and left us alone. Does this friendship mean so little in these times? Day 36. John offered Sylvie to one of the men in the camp. When the men came into the tent to make his advance, John killed him in front of Sylvie and me. I'm so hungry I don't even care. Day whatever. It's so hard to write. Numb fingers and the cold dulls my thoughts. The dark of the mountain makes it easy to lose track of days. Another man has been lured to our tent in exchange of food for the promise of warmth. They must know that it's a trap. Maybe they are ready to die. They lie to themselves even as they walk into the butcher's blade. Our next visitor was wise to the attack. John killed him, but not without suffering a terrible wound. He is not sure he will survive the night. I find that I don't care as much as I should. All I see is a potential meal. Gods, what is happening to me? John lasted longer than we've expected, draining our dwindling food supplies. I took care of it. Now have food for a long while. Oof. That gets very, very dark and very grim. Okay. Some healing there. Very cool. If you had to choose between Grim Dawn and Torchlight 2, what would you go with and what would you recommend to someone getting into the genre? Torchlight 2. 100%. Torchlight 2 is... There's nothing particularly wrong with Grim Dawn, but Torchlight 2 is a little bit... There's less in the way of, like, skills and stuff. Like, you don't have to manage. It's closer to sort of a Diablo when it comes to, like, or Diablo 3 when it comes to, like, skills and stuff. You don't have quite as many skills to choose from, but you can level each of those skills up, and so it makes it a little bit easier, a little bit more palatable. It's also very good at sort of guiding you through the world with its quests and whatnot, and still having things to find and things to do. So I would definitely say that, 100%. It also has conveniences that no other ARPG that I've ever seen has. And I wish more ARPGs would have this, meaning both Torchlight 1 and 2 have a companion pet. Now, your pet companion does help you in battle a little bit, but what they really help you with is that they have an inventory. And so you can put all kinds of loot that you find in their inventory, and then when their inventory is full, you can tell them to go off and sell it for you. And they'll run off for like 2 minutes, sell all of your loot, and come back and give you the gold. And that way you don't have to constantly teleport back to a vendor to sell off your inventory and stuff. You can just kind of pawn it off, all the stuff you don't want, to your companion, and they will, to your pet, and they will run off and do that. You can also tell them in Torchlight 2 to go off and buy like healing potions and stuff for you if you're running low. So they'll go do that for you and bring you back a bunch of healing potions and stuff. So it's got some nice quality of life stuff in it that many other RPGs just don't have, which is very cool. I guess someone's buying Torchlight 2 today. There you go. I mean, you say you've played a little bit of Torchlight 1, and it's very good. Like, I know you didn't get through Torchlight 1, but 2 takes everything that's good about 1 and makes it that much better. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. I highly recommend. The other thing is, too, you don't really have to worry about what class you take when you start a new game. You can pretty much take any character class and make it work for you. What's my go-to class? In Torchlight 2, it's the... what do they call it? I think they call it the Engineer or something like that, which is basically their Ranger class. Essentially, they have guns and stuff, and they're ranged attacks. So like they have like your typical warrior class, which is your up close and personal sword and board stuff. And then they have that sort of ranger class, and I think they call it engineer. I forget exactly the term that they use. But it'll tell you on the tin, like, this is your range class. You'll have guns, like flintlocks and stuff like that. Or repeaters, I should say. And that one I enjoy the most. Because you can just kind of stand back and just annihilate groups of enemies. Alright. Is this Fort Icon? Guess we'll find out. Okay. From there. Just a jug. Alright, got some money rolling on through here. Just melting enemies. This is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. As a new game plus system, I'm a big fan of games that have replayability, allow you to go back and see things you may have missed. I believe so. Yeah, I don't know if I've ever done the new game plus. I'll be honest with you. I'll have to go do that at some point. But yeah, I believe it does have it. And yeah, it's. I mean, it's always great. There's so many like. Just like in Grim Dawn here, they have sort of random events that can happen that you can stumble upon, as far as like portals and stuff. And so it really, there's replayability there where you're just like, you want to try to find some good gear or something. And sometimes it's just fun to just run through and just be a total badass. And just murder everything in sight. Okay, does this loop around here? Yeah, it looks like it. Like, I had a friend years ago that he would play through like the main story. He would like stick to the main story of all the games that he play, and then he'd go back in a second playthrough and actually play all the like side quests and stuff. And that's what's cool about like a new game plus scenario, is that if you want to just stick to the main story and then come back, in a new game plus and do all the side stuff, it's all built in for you. You don't have to start a brand new character and all that. The ability to turn your camera full 360 and see the whole area. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it is. It is. It's nice in a lot of different ways. I wish they would make a Grim Dawn 2, but I don't think the developers even exist anymore in any appreciable form. So that kind of sucks. Because this game was not. I think this game came out at just a bad time. Like, it didn't get the attention I think it really deserved. And so it's been kind of one of those games that people end up finding after the fact. I mean, I think there's still like DLCs and stuff that have happened to the game, but yeah, it still feels very underrated for as good as it is. But then again, that's also true of like Titan Quest, I think, too. A lot of people overlook that. Shrine lies dormant. Sealed. Do I have to kill something else here? Yeah. Something else that another ARPG that is pretty good, but ooh, this is a badass. It's pretty good, but it's also very. It's hard to recommend, but it's like it's not for someone that is new to the genre.
Can't do that yet.
But ooh, this guy is just hitting like a truck here. Can I see if I can remember the name now? God, there was a movie made of it. It was made by Microsoft. I played it on stream. What was the name of it? Oh, think. Names are always names, and dates and phone numbers have always been a problem with me. Oh, I've drawn a blank. I have to look in a second here. What was the name of that? What was the name of that game? Dungeon Siege. Is that what it is? Yes, Dungeon Siege. There it came to me finally. This game, this is an older game. 82 hours I played of that. This is a lot older game, and this is an RPG, but it's a much slower paced one, and it's very expansive. Like 82 hours is it's about like an 82 90 hour game, and it's one that I struggled to get all the way through because it is so long. Like it's all one continuous map that just loads in the background as you're walking. It's overhead, and it's it's the type of ARPG where you level up the skills that you actually use. So if you want to be a magic caster, as you cast magic, it levels that skill up. As you use your sword, it levels your sword up. That kind of thing. It's also very difficult at points, like very difficult. There's no I don't think there's any difficulty settings even. But this is another one that's like, I wouldn't recommend it for someone who's never played an ARPG because this one takes a lot of patience to go through. And it took me 4 attempts at various times to actually go back and completely finish the game plus the DLCs. I'm glad I did, but it was long. It was very, very long. The story was decent enough, and the moment-to-moment gameplay was decent enough. But I also had some mods to give me more like inventory space and whatnot, because that game actually has pack mules that you buy, and they become part of your party, and they don't fight, but they are like a way to manage inventory, and it's there's a lot. There's a lot of inventory management in that game. Don't worry about hours. I play more than that in a week alone. Yeah, well, for me, it's like my biggest problem in gaming right now is there's so many like 80 to 100 hour games, and I don't have the time to do that and be an adult at the same time. I need time for adulting, and the games just require so much of my time that it's like I'm actually jonesing for like a 20-hour experience instead of 100 and so. It's I've reached that point. I've gotten so old and so decrepit that I need shorter experiences. Okay, so I got a ruin entrance here. Tomb of Korvac. Dangerous domain. Okay. So this is one of the areas that has a different modifier on it. So leeching. Monsters leech health back with every attack. So you run across a bunch of these in your travels. There we go. Let's see you leech that. Okay. That don't charge. The games that really stick out are ones that don't charge excruciating amounts of money to see the whole game inside of. Fair. Yes. I mean, the thing about ARPGs is that it's not a new genre. It's been around for at least a decade or more now. More than a decade, I would say, actually. So it's a little bit easier to find games that came out years and years and years ago that are now affordable, and they've never been particularly like processor intensive or anything, so a lot of them still work really well on modern systems. So they have a lot going for them. It's definitely one of the one of the maybe not cheaper, yeah, cheaper, I guess, cheaper genres to get into while still having good quality. What do I have on? Speaking of the loot filter, what is my... I forget what... Oh. What do I have on here? So I've got... one-handed melee, two-handed melee, one-handed range, two-handed range, dagger, scepter, caster offhand, shield, armor. Okay, then I've got monster, infrequent, epic... legendary, and sets. Always show uniques, always show double rare. Okay. I mean, I could start filtering out things like the melee. Although, I kind of like picking them up anyway because I can just sell them off. I'm not picking up all that much to begin with, but selling them off is still giving me some decent money. Not that I mean, 208,000 is nothing to sneeze at, but I hate the I always hate the thought of leaving loot behind, even though you kind of have to when you've got limited inventory space. So is that where I came in from? Yeah, it is. Okay, so I'm gonna come up this way. Oh, there's a chest over here. I forgot. Can't have that. No matter what, there's no way on earth I'm spending $300 on a single game, and most of the time it's $30 to $40 game with 250 plus cost of DLC. Yeah, there's a lot of that, and the thing that bothers me more about a lot of that is there are games, from AAA publishers that have been around for 10 or more years and have never gone down in price, and it's just like, for love of for love of all, just like let others enjoy the game. You know what I mean? Like it's a matter of your game made the money it's going to make. Let other people who can't afford that lofty $60 price tag enjoy the game. It's one of the reasons why I love emulation, and I want to do whatever I can to try to help like preservation of games and stuff, because there's so many games on consoles now that so many people will miss out on just because they weren't born at a time when they could enjoy them. And there's a lot of classic games that deserve to be loved and enjoyed by every generation, and they're quickly dying out and being killed off by greed, and it really sucks to see. I'm hoping at some point, once I get through some of my other coding projects, I really do want to make an emulator at some point on stream. Not necessarily an emulator, but like a cross compiler for like NES games and stuff like that. But I have way too many things on my list at the moment. I can't do that right now. And that's going to also take skills that I don't necessarily have, so I'd have to learn quite a bit. But it would be nice. Also, more often play classes in the types of games that require the most input, high speed, close medium range, and come to the fun, challenging class. Yeah, I mean the nice thing about these too is like there's so much variety in the classes that it almost dares you to play a class you wouldn't normally play. Like I'm not normally a magic class, but there's a lot of ARPGs where I'll be a mage or something, you know, just because sometimes it's just fun to clear out an entire, you know, wave of enemies with just a, you know, giant fireball or something. So that's blocked off. How are you supposed to get down there? Have I been in there already? Oh, it looks like I've been in that room already. Okay. Maybe. Could go up and around. Some of these maps are a little bit silly though. Where they gotta go all the way back around to come back the one way you want to go. Go. Oof, this guy is hurting me like crazy here. Jeez Louise. Oh, he's a purple dude. Alright. That explains it. Oh, he's got some stuff going on here. Ooh, wow, that hurts. That hurts a lot. There we go. Certify reputation. Award it with the Rovers. Cool. Get my rep up. But there's a thing in this game called only move with the W key. No, you have to use the mouse. There's no WASD as far as I know. But you can... There's a movement thing where you can say always move. So what I'm doing is I'm holding down shift, and when I hold down shift, my guy will just fire without moving. If I let go, then he'll move to the cursor. And then there's also I think there's another way you can do that too, where it's move always or something like that. So yeah, like you can say like left click always moves. It never stops. Like if I click on an enemy, my guy will stop to shoot the enemy. But I think there's a way you can say always move, don't stop and shoot. And yeah, it's gotten me, like having it set the way I have has gotten me killed a couple times because if you're surrounded by enemies, you'll end up not moving when you want to move. So it's you have to configure it the way that you feel better configuring it. Alright, let's... Is that another... I think I can go down that area. Crypt entrance. And we're back out into the valley. Okay. One thing I miss, though, that old school games did all the time that the newer ones don't do, and Grim Dawn is a little bit guilty of this sometimes too, is always having music playing. Like, you know, we got some music, some background music playing now, which is nice, but it's not always going. And I kind of wish they like always had some kind of track going in the background. Okay, so I've already cleared this area out. There's a new portal there. Stuff. Those beasts are fighting each other. Sometimes you find yourself listening to your own music lightly in the background and keep your brain from going flat. Yeah, exactly. And I feel like if I weren't streaming, I would be having some music playing and stuff during this. It's just, yeah, I just wish they had more of that. I've been playing a game I've been recording for the YouTubes called Arcania, which is technically Gothic 4, but don't tell Gothic fans that because it's not a particularly good game. But in that game, they have sort of the classic, almost Skyrim, like Elder Scrolls-esque background music playing. Like whenever you go into a town or whenever you're even outside of a town, it's just constantly playing in the background and it changes tone based on where you're at. And it's just so much nicer as far as like maintaining the you know, the whimsy and the just the atmosphere of the game. And I wish more games did that, you know. I think the Elder Scrolls games are onto something, because certainly like when I'm doing stuff for work, when I'm coding and stuff, like I'll fire up there's a YouTube video called Peace in Tamriel, and it's just a whole bunch of, it's like a couple hours of just Elder Scrolls traveling music. And you just have that playing in the background, and it's so nice to be able to use that as like a way to focus and you know, have something you know, going on that doesn't have, like, you know, like having songs that don't have words makes it a lot easier for me to stay focused and everything like that, because I'm not hearing somebody in my ear. So yeah, That and the I use that, and I use the Deus Ex Human Revolution soundtrack OST, and the what's the other one? Oh, Mirror's Edge soundtrack. Those three are ones that I am constantly going to like help me focus. Goliath Signet. So what is that? Epic Ring, 37% physical damage, internal trauma damage, earthquake, 10% chance on attack. Create a fissure at the target area, slowing and stunning any enemies caught within it. I could use that. I could use, I mean, plus 33 offensive ability is pretty good for my Band of Black Ice, but I don't know. It's a hard sell. A lot of stuff to, this is two-handed, right? I'm not using any two-handed stuff, I don't think. Because I'm dual wielding right now. Blessed Torch. Stick Yeti Horn of Thunder. What's this? Blueprint, Relic, Marauder's Talisman. Okay, we'll learn that. Anything in my other bags here? Does Torchlight 2 have that? I believe... I don't remember. I'll be honest with you. I think Torchlight 2 constantly has music playing, but I actually don't remember. It definitely has good music, but I don't remember if it's playing all the time or not. High fantasy background music is something to die for. It is. It really is. It's so good. It's so good. Like if games are going to borrow from other games, like borrow that from the Elder Scrolls games. Like just like having constant high fantasy background tunes going is just like, yes, please. Please do that. Oh, here we go. Fort Icon. First Taste of High Fantasy was an IO game. Oh, really? Hordes.io. I have never heard of that game. I might have to take a look at it. Because the one thing I found with like the IO games is that they all, on paper, sound crazy and weird. And then you play them and you're like, this is so addictive. You're like, this on paper this doesn't sound like this would be any good, but you play it and it's like, oh, this is so much fun. Is what I've noticed for a lot of that stuff. Shapes.io is one I played at one point. There was like there was a multiplayer space one, like a space mining one, that was interesting. Yeah, I mean they've had a lot of good like hits there. Like they remind me a lot of the old Flash games on, like Newgrounds and stuff like that. So many Flash games I played in years past on Newgrounds. They've completely changed the map. If you look at videos of the game from around 2020, it's something I'll never forget. Oh, I will. I'll take a look. I'll take a look because that sounds interesting to me. The problem with the IO games too is like they don't really, like, you gotta go looking for them. They don't really announce their presence too much. You know, you just kind of stumble upon them one day. Oh, level 46. Nice. Let's, what did I need? I needed, I think cunning, right? Is what we're lacking. So get some more of that. It's a game that has two factions that go one-on-one with each other, having around 50 players or so on a team at once. Okay. Yeah, that kind of feels a little bit like the space game, although it wasn't, I don't think it was 50 players at once, but the space game that I was playing, where you had to protect a station, and then you had to go out and mine asteroids for resources and bring them back to the station. And then you could build defenses and stuff like that. I don't remember the name of that game. Do here. Any more passives that would be good? Chilling rounds, that's pretty far away. I wonder if that's worth it. It's probably worth it to go for that. Let's get some more points down here. We'll try to make our way up to that. That's 7 more points it needs just to unlock it. Yeah, let's say they all died. That firebomb just works so well. Just melts everybody. Oof, that guy hurts. Oh, he got me. Damage over time. Yikes. He got me. Where the hell was I at? I was at Fort Icon, right? I didn't quite get to the Fort Icon portal, though. Well, that sucks. Gonna have a long run back, but everything's dead, so I'm not gonna be that eventful. Or maybe not everything's dead. Things have respawned. So wait, where's the... Oh, it's not actually that far. There's something over here, though. So when you die in the game, you leave a little totem behind. And so you lose a little bit of XP. And if you go and retrieve the totem, you get your XP back. The amount of XP you lose is dependent on your level. So I probably lost about... I'm level 46, so I probably lost about maybe 400 or 500 XP. It's not necessarily a lot, but if you die repeatedly, it can knock you back. It won't reduce a level, but it can knock you back to like 0 XP for the current level you're on. So, and it's only, you can only retrieve the last one that you did. So if you die repeatedly, you can only get from the last attempt. That is not the way I went there. Was my streaming schedule look like at the moment? So I stream Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So Monday is usually one game, and that's 9 p.m. Eastern time. Tuesday and Wednesday right now has been Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, and that is 9 p.m. as well. Thursday is my ARPG Thursday, so Grim Dawn until I finish it. That's 9 p.m. Eastern. Friday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, is coding stream. I usually write some code while I stream. And then Saturday afternoon around like 4 p.m. Eastern time, I've been trying to learn how to do game dev. So I do some more coding there as well, but for a different project where I'm trying to learn how to do game development. So those are my primary days right now. I usually take Sundays off, although I have been known occasionally to just do a stealth stream on Sunday. Where I don't announce it, I just do it if I'm up to it. But I've been trying to take Sundays off a little bit because it's a lot to stream every single day, and I have YouTube channels and stuff that I need to actually spend some time on that I've been neglecting for a while. ARPG and coding, hell yeah, yep, that's what I do. That is what I do. Okay. We got there. Who are you? Don't go in there. The ethereals have torn open a rift. More are pouring through. Will you be alright? Once things calm down, I'm sure someone will come for me. Don't worry, the Legion takes care of its own. Sure. Yeah. You keep believing that. Wow. I dropped 2 enemy unique things. Oof. This guy's gonna hurt a lot. Oh, or he can just melt away. All right, sure. You've been trying to get yourself into coding for a while, but most of your time using building websites as a side project for fun. Yeah, I mean, what I tell people is whatever is fun for you is good enough. Right? Like you don't have to actually accomplish anything when you code. You just have to have fun doing whatever you want to do. um, Gate is swarming with ethereals. You know, far too many people think they need to actually create something every time they sit down to write code, and you don't have to. It's like playing a musical instrument, right? You don't have to succeed at playing a song. You just need to kind of practice and enjoy what you're doing at the same time. If you enjoy what you're doing and you're getting practice in, then eventually you'll get to a point where you can make something. There was another area that I wanted to look at before we stop off there. There was like an area over here that I just want to clear out before we talk to that guy. The Inquisitor. Building websites and apps interesting the most. Yeah, that's good. I mean, that's what I do. I'm a full stack developer by day. That's my day job. And I've been doing that for 20 some odd years now. And I love it. I enjoy it very much. You know, you know, the pay is really good as well. But it's yeah, I like making websites that are for, you know, with business applications and doing all that stuff. Doing both the front end stuff and the back end stuff. I'm not as good at the front end stuff, but you know, I'm passable enough. And I've been using that in my coding sessions. Like I'm writing a streamer like chatbot / utility, and I've been doing that as a browser-based thing, but it's local. You download it and use it locally, but it runs like a server on your local machine, and then you can use that to feed stuff into OBS and have, you know, browser source stuff and alerts and all those things. So I've been working on that for a couple months, and that's what I usually do on Friday nights. Working on that, and then you know, just trying to see if I can make that all work. Because the bot that I have now, like I want a bot that works, because I'm multi-streaming, so I'm multi-streaming to YouTube and stuff, and I want a bot that works on both, and it's hard to find one that is that isn't constantly broken when it comes to either YouTube or Twitch, you know. So I'm hoping to make one that's a little bit more robust, plus one that does what I really need out of a bot. Because a lot of them have a lot of nice features, but they have features that I'll never particularly use or want to use. All right, so we cleared that area out, and there was a shrine over there, which is good. So I've got a another devotion point. So I think we were going towards, if I remember correctly, we're trying to do the green stuff here. So which way was I going with that? I don't remember now. I think Quill was one. Bat was one. I think I was doing Bat here. Yes, I was doing Bat, because that gives me 3 green and 2 red, and I think the one... I think we need 3 green for stuff, so let's go do that. That going. You can't see a career in computer science with a greatly expansive AI. Another thing that a lot of people have been asking me when I stream. I can tell you this, AI is at least a decade or more away from being anywhere close to competent enough to do programming. I mean, what's there now? And I use AI myself. I use AI tools while I do things, but the AI doesn't have the experience it needs. Like, it can write code, but it also dreams up a lot of stuff that simply doesn't exist. And as good as it can be at some things, it will lead you astray on a lot of other things, and also never make code that is secure. You know, there's a lot more than just coding that goes into software development, and which is why every time I see people like complaining online about, oh, you know, this person's GitHub, they barely write any code. It's like, well, yeah, welcome to software development. You know, there's a reason we say like 3 or 4 lines of code a day is a lot, because a lot of times we're in meetings just trying to figure out requirements and what we actually are supposed to write, not what the client wants, you know, because a lot of times they don't know what they want, or what they want doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And AI can't make heads or tails of that stuff, right? AI will just give you whatever you want, even if it's a bad idea. So it's a helpful tool, but it's just another tool in the toolbox. You know, it's a hammer or a screwdriver. It's not it's not make me a sandwich level kind of thing right now. So that's why, because I get a lot of people who are like in college and like, I don't know if, you know, I'm learning computer science and I don't know that I'm going to have a job. And you'll have a job. You'll have a job, most definitely. By all means, learn AI. By all means, use it. But, you know, always keep an eye on the, you know, always double check it, right? Because it's not infallible by any stretch of the imagination. A lot of times it's not about what you make, it's whether or not you should make it. You know, I see so many, like, one of my big beefs is that I see a lot of developers just kind of, they try to software engineer their way through a social engineering thing. You know, something that would be better done through social engineering, they do through software engineering, and it never works out well. And an AI will not be able to tell the difference between that. It'll just give you whatever you ask for. So humans are not on the way out at all. Not even a little bit. And hey, you know, if you have any interest in AI, like, you could definitely position yourself as someone who knows how to make AI work, and then you'll never run out of a job. Right? Even if AI does take over, there's still going to need to be somebody who can code the AI itself. I always thought that game programming design looked fun, but not certain whether pay would be good. So I had the same revelation back in my college days. I got into computer software development because I wanted to be a game developer. But I figured out back in, and I mean, this is like, 2000 or so. I realized that the pay just wasn't there for game devs. Like, game devs have as much, if not more time that they have, more overtime than we do. And they get paid a pittance. It just wasn't there, and it doesn't sound like it's ever actually gotten there. Maybe at the very big companies, if you have tenure, maybe you're making decent bucks. But I can guarantee if you're even at junior level and you're just doing regular software development, you're probably making more faster and sooner than any game dev is making. I started out very low, at a very low pay. I started out at 30 grand. 30 grand? 40 grand. I think it was 40 grand I started out at. For a very small software company. The thing was, the company grew exponentially while I was there. Like, it quadrupled or more in size, even more than that, I guess, because it was like 20 people when I got there, and then it turned into like 200 to 300 people when I eventually left 5 years later. And so my pay went through the roof once they started making hand over fist money. So I started out at 40 grand, and then by the time I left there, I had gone from being a junior developer to being an architect. So all the way through most of the ranks. And I went from 40 grand at the beginning to 95 by 5 years later at the end. And ever since then, being software engineer 2 and software lead and all that stuff, senior software engineer, whatever they call it at whatever company you're at. Sometimes it's senior software developer, sometimes it's engineer, whatever. It's just been on the up since then. So that's probably more than any game dev makes probably anywhere, unless they're like working on Unreal Engine, like they're working for Epic on Unreal Engine or something like that, or they're working for Godot Foundation or whatever. If you're working on the actual engine level stuff, probably you're making that much, because those are cash cows for, like, Epic Games and all that stuff. But as far as like working on a game itself, I kind of doubt it. I doubt there's any indies that would have the money to pay that kind of money. So you're kind of restricted to the bigger companies, and the bigger companies will do what bigger companies do, and they will take advantage of your life. They will, like, work-life balance has been bad everywhere. I mean, I finally found a company where work-life balance is fantastic, and I've been there. You know, next month it'll be 10 years, which is the longest I've been at any company by a country mile. Like, the longest I'd been prior to that was 5 years. So, like, once you find a company that has a good work-life balance, like, you just stay there. It's just, there's so many that don't. Online, I'm seeing anywhere from 75 to 110K, but can you really trust that? Yeah, that's the question, and that I don't know. Not being in the game dev area, and again, it's usually commiserate with what you're actually doing and what experience you actually have. And unfortunately, a lot of companies, even in the software dev area, for whatever reason, insist that you have like a college degree for a lot of stuff. I don't think it's necessary, but even I went through and got a bachelor's degree just because it was the only way to get my foot in the door at companies. I could have done without it. I would have wanted to do without it, but it would have been a lot harder to get to where I'm at without it. Mind you, that's Canadian. Yeah, well, I mean, that's Canada is still pretty good when it comes to, like, software development and everything. Like, they have almost as much demand for software developers as I think the US has. Yeah, they're no slouch as far as the technology goes either. What do we got here? Well, that guy's got some skulls. Oh, he is a level 50. He's not taking a whole lot of damage either. He keeps slowing me down. Oh, there he goes. Now he's taking some damage. Ow, that hurts. That hurt a lot. Holy hell. Oof. Yeah, that slowing me down is not good. Because he just pounded my face in. Let's get back up here. Shouldn't be too far away, though. Where was that at? I think it was up there. Alright, I have to see if I can make it up there. Back up there relatively quickly. I mean, we're all the way to the end, so hopefully it's just a run back. We almost had that guy dead too, so I think we don't have to do too much here. Too much more to... These guys are taking the place over. Okay, go all the way down and all the way back around. Yeah, see, that's the only thing. Is like you gotta go... There's no direct route. You gotta go all the way down and then all the way back up. All the way around here. So you gotta like snake all the way around, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Oh yeah, these guys are definitely just showing up and taking this place over. Could have used them earlier. Yeah, literally, he was almost dead. That's funny. Let's create weapons and stuff. Alright, so we gather the sacred ashes and deliver the ashes. Okay. Mutagenic ichor. Oh, it brought me all the way back up to the entrance. Oh, that's cool. For a change. Yep, alright. Awesome. Okay, now we can turn in some quests here. Still gotta find this Grand Priest Zarthulian, whoever he is. Let's speak to Inquisitor Creed. Looks like this will be another another hub area, which is good. Based on some of the things I was seeing around. Alright, the emissary.
Ah, we speak at last. As I am sure you know.
Oh, this is the DLC guy. Okay. No, I don't want to talk to him yet. I've already tried to talk to him once. This isn't a good time. We have an incursion to deal with. I've already dealt with it, sir. Praetorian's report. Moira of the Spellbreaker Division, at your service. What's a Spellbreaker? We are a Legion-sanctioned arcanist specialized in disrupting enemy spellcasters. Our primary duty is the nullification and elimination of enemy arcane capabilities. With the ethereal threat growing, our ranks are stretched all too thin. Intriguing. Ah, it's you again. I trust that my apprentice is making good use of the Malium men here. Oh yeah, this guy. Yes, his work is helping out the people of Devil's Crossing. Illusionists. Ulgrim.
Prepare yourself. The nightmare buried underneath the necropolis is all too real.
Okay. Sorry, I have to take inventory of what we have left following the attack, perhaps another time. Scouting report. What do we got here? Mark of Illusions. Praetorian's report. The air reeks of sulfur and smoke. It is difficult to breathe as I write this report. We have been ambushed, facing overwhelming odds. Some kind of ethereal monstrosity has risen up from the earth ahead and is spreading aether fire wherever it passes. I've never seen anything like it. The captain ordered us to punch through the opposition and take out that horrific thing, but he was killed in the initial attack that claimed most of our equipment and troops. The men panicked and we were forced to retreat. I managed to rally the few that were left, but it had become abundantly clear that we would not survive this. I pulled the battalion back to the entrance and ordered a full retreat to Fort Icon. With the ethereals fast approaching, there was not much time to consider our options. I had the quartermaster hand me what was left of our explosive charges. We rigged the tunnel entrance and set them off, effectively sealing the mountain pass and the ethereals in with it. I regret to report that with the Twin Falls Bridge destroyed and the tunnels sealed, we are now effectively blocked off from the south, but I take solace in knowing that the immolation we witnessed will not spread beyond the mountain crags. Interesting. Welcome back. Welcome back. Loose ends. Deceived. Struck down here in the dark like a rat in a trap. I write these words so I might have vengeance. It's unlikely that this will be found, but if someone reads this, know that Malvik Brevel is a traitorous cur. I am Nazan Untrazi. I am a foreigner to these lands and unashamed to say that I am both a thief and an assassin. I tell you this now so you know that I am truthful in my later words. I have been in the secret employ of a wealthy noble, one Malvik Breville. Most of my work for him was stealing key pieces of information and material for leverage. I have slit the throats of no less than 3 of his rivals or their agents. I broke into the chambers of the man above Malvik and placed certain evidence. This resulted in the man's arrest, allowing Malvik to move into his position of power. None of this is new. Same things happen with wealthy men and scheming nobility the world over. More recently, he bade me to recover an ancestral artifact from his father's tomb, the family signet ring, a thing that should not have been buried, he says, but the argument between father and son led to rash decisions. I care not for the reason. His coin was always good, but I say nothing and let him speak. He went on to say, the tomb is lavish in my family's vast wealth of the ages. Touch nothing. I am not paying you to plunder my ancestor's tomb. You're only to recover my father's signet ring in return. Make sure you carry a torch. Seldom a light escapes those depths. Do not dare return with without the signet. I found the entrance easy enough, but it just revealed stairs into blackness. After lighting a torch, I descended into the tomb and wandered these halls for hours, searching for a single name amongst these countless thousands of dead. At last I gave up, but I would not leave empty-handed. I was driven to find the wealth Malvik spoke of. I went farther and farther into the darkness. There were some treasures, but nothing of what he hinted at. I pressed on, ignorant of the risk of losing my way back. Once the torch started flickering, I knew, as if I had planned the betrayal myself. Malvik had played me like a fool. His careful choice of words stung at my pride and ensured that I would be driven to find a signet despite any risks, and a subtle suggestion to bring a single torch. I was a fool to bring just the one. Here I am to stay as I write these final words. Now I see the deception for what it was, only the elimination of a loose end. My light is done, and so am I. Yeah, the writing is great here. In Grim Dawn, what is there to be done after beating the game? So there is some DLC. And then I don't know, to be honest with you, because I've never beaten the game, so I don't know if there's I think there's additional activities you can do, like for gathering more loot and stuff, but I honestly don't know. I gotta give credit. I'm thoroughly impressed with the quality and quantity of written lore and backstory, which adds a layer of game other games will have. Yes, exactly. I mean, that's one of the very strong suits that I've found with Grim Dawn is the lore books that you find. They're all very compelling and they're all very professionally written. It's very good. It is the primary way you get the story in the game. You do have some NPCs that are voice acted, but they don't really clue you into the lore of the game, but the lore books really do, and they do a really good job of it. Necropolis Scout. Commander Lucius ordered a scouting mission to the north. When I asked what we should be looking for, he almost lost his temper and said, anything that might cause a disturbance. His reaction seemed rather out of place and strange. The commander is not known for such outbursts. It also struck me odd the way he used the word disturbance. I took my scouting squad through the north gate and almost immediately started seeing some ethereal activity. We changed our course and headed for the hills rather than traveling the main road. It took longer, but we avoided large numbers of the ethereal dead. They appear to be gathering in the north in preparation for an attack. Their numbers have swelled tremendously since my last mission outside the walls. The return trip is going to prove difficult. I sent one of my scouts back to report this information immediately. Heading north, we passed by the necropolis. From the mountaintop, we did not see anything unusual. Searching as far as we could on our resources, we discovered nothing but the accursed blood cultists everywhere. Avoiding them made our progress slow. We did see one strange thing to note. The cultists appear to be collecting blood in vast quantities and hauling them in wagons filled with large glass cisterns. We followed for a bit to see where they were being taken, but were spotted and forced to retreat. 1st Regimental Scouts of Black Legion, Sergeant Mateus Castellan. Okay. Let's talk to Inquisitor Creed.
Good, you've arrived. Things here are in worse shape than I thought.
What happened?
Betrayal, sabotage, call it what you will. We've been attacked from within. The Ethereals, it seems, have gotten a hold of the commander.
He's been possessed?
Precisely. Based on the reports, Commander Lucius has been sending our men out on futile missions, thinning out the force's defenses. Then, once the watch was sufficiently weak, he opened the gates allowing the Ethereals to pour in. He was not counting on human ingenuity, however. Weapons Master Edric collapsed the front gates with some explosives, cutting off the enemy's forces. When we arrived with reinforcements from the south, the coward Lucius fled into the armory. Until those gates are cleared, we are stuck here. I need you to enter the armory and recover what's left of the heavy explosives. Use them to clear the rubble. But beware of Lucius. He has shed his human disguise in favor of a monstrous form, which I cannot even begin to describe. You will likely have to deal with him to get to the explosives.
It will be done. As you can probably guess, the fort's seen better days. I'm going to take every able-bodied man and woman to bring Fort Icon back to its former glory. Care to lend a hand? Sure, what do you need? I need someone capable to enter the armory and recover what's left of our scrap and building materials. The supplies were originally designed or designated for Homestead, but with the recent attacks we can't afford to spare any resources. After Lucius opened the gates and ethereals started pouring through, I had no choice but to collapse our own gates with explosives. The repairs will take weeks, but we can't get started without those supplies. Unfortunately, the possessed commander has fled into the armory, perhaps to finish sabotaging what's left of our arsenal. I hear your experience with dealing with ethereals, so I was hoping you could look into this matter. Sure, I'm already going there for stuff, so why not? Okay. Oh, that's the illusionist, and so where do they want? So the star is over here. Oh, that's just telling me that he's the quest giver. Here we go, quartermaster.
See anything you like?
So I'm only friendly with the Black Legion, huh? So we can't get too much out of this guy yet. But I'm gonna sell a bunch of stuff so that I can get my inventory back here. That is a set piece. Plus a torch. Skin flare raiment. Get rid of those. Get rid of that too. It's a shield. What else can I get rid of here? Most of this stuff, it looks like. That. Probably get rid of these and that. 260 armor. Yeah, so we have that. So where's my... Is there a stash person here somewhere? Oh yeah, up in the corner.
Safe storage, no questions asked. I'll hold on to that.
There we go.
Keep your stash safe.
Let's get all this over to the stash. And... some of these away. Do I want to keep this around? 275. Elemental. We'll hang on to that. Whoa, what is this? 665 armor. Victorian chest guard. Shield damage blocked. Vitality, elemental resistance, reduced freeze duration, offensive and defensive ability. Ooh. I'm going to put that over here and hang on to that. What do I need for that? Requires player level 50 and physique of 557. Oh my good god, that's a long way off. Alright. Well, we'll hang on to it anyway. Nest wave, epic caster helm. So put this over here and big heavy shoulders. You know what? I think I'll get rid of that and that. Let's keep these since they're higher quality. Starfire. Sky fragment. That's interesting. That over there. Okay, and then let's go sell these other two. Just to get them out of my inventory.
I'll give you a good price.
Out of my life. There we go. Alright.
Put it to good
Fine.
use.
When I was younger, I'd find myself blowing right past this kind of stuff, but more recently I've been taking the time to read through these kinds of things. It seriously changes the way I look at games, understand the story of the game rather than just getting powerful character. It's arguably just good. Yeah. Yeah, it is. I mean, it's a mark of a good game that you can play the game and skip the lore if you really want to. If the game is fun even without the lore, that's great. But there's a lot of games, particularly like RPG games, that really benefit from, people taking time to just read and enjoy the story that they're coming up with and everything. And yeah, it's one of those things, right? It's like you don't have to enjoy a story. You can just like mindlessly go and play through and just try and get the best build and all that stuff. I mean, let's look at Path of Exile for an example there, right? Like, I've read and I've listened to the story of Path of Exile, and I still don't understand any of it. Still don't understand what's going on in that game. But it's fun enough that it doesn't matter. So, I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything with it. But something like this, it's, this is what elevates, I think, Grim Dawn even more, is that, like, you can enjoy both things. You can get a lot of fun out of both the lore and the gameplay itself. Okay. Did I look over here? I guess this all loops around, probably. I would imagine it does. Yeah, okay, and this is the armory we gotta go into. Weapons and bits there. We did that with Elden Ring. Beat the game multiple times and still don't know the storyline. I suspect that, that's kind of a thing with FromSoft games anyway, right? Like, not just Elden Ring, but also Dark Souls and stuff like that. Like, there's certainly lore there, but whether or not any of it makes any sense is another story unto itself. Compilation of Fort Icon reports. It's there yet. Very good. And I got that stuff there. Surprised I don't add a bit of Skyrim music in the background. Sometimes I'll play the whatchamacallit. I have OC Remix Radio queued up. It's actually still playing right now. I just have the volume off. And that's pretty good for the games. For some games I will turn it on. For other games I kind of leave it off just because it's since I'm streaming both to Twitch and YouTube, sometimes YouTube gets a little upset when you have music that isn't really copywritten, but it sounds like copywritten music running. So I just kind of sometimes let it go. Dark Rim is also a game with good auditory ambience. Yeah, yeah, it is. What's the other one? There was Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance, like the old Xbox one, Xbox game, which is actually they actually have on Steam right now. They have Dark Alliance and Dark Alliance 2 on Steam. Those are decent ARPGs as well. But they are also like, they're also very, very basic. And they try to be somewhat faithful to D&D, but you know, they're still pretty good in their own right. I enjoyed them. Alright, how do I get down to there? Was there a... Kill these guys first. Not this way. Huh. Oh, I gotta go around. Looks like. Come at from the other direction. You have here. Music is something that is very underused in games. Gives you a certain feel of emotion when done right. Exactly. I feel exactly the same way. It's like right now, like so many games, you know, modern and otherwise, that just kind of they sort of lose, like they have an ambiance in their sound effects, certainly, but they lose a lot of the specialness, you know, when they don't have music going all the time. Like, I try to imagine how much better this area would be if it had a good soundscape to it. You know, besides just the audio. Or besides just the sound effects, I mean. Like, have a good music soundscape. And honestly, that's one of the things I guess it makes sense that no one has modded music into it, because you have to get a composer that would want to do it and provide it for free. But that would be definitely a mod that I would download in a second if somebody was like, yeah, we got, you know, some copyright cleared audio tracks. Add some ambiance here. You do like the free copyright music. The copyright free music that's out there. Interest there. Okay, so where are we at? So just gotta keep going up that way because I turned around, came back this way. Windy and twisty. Oh, here we go. It's like, where do I go next here? Oh, this would be the commander. Oh, I didn't dodge that like I was supposed to. I did such a good job of dodging all that before that. Well, gotta run back there and finish him off. Another boss battle where I'm literally probably one shot away from killing him. I didn't actually explore this area over here at all, did I? This gate has been collapsed, but looks deliberate. Take some heavy explosives. You do not have heavy explosives. Okay. That's the gate they were talking about. Does that open up the rest of that area there? Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Does my character have any? Yeah, I do have a blink movement. Where he like lunges forward like this. The problem is I mapped it to one of the side buttons on my mouse, and I keep hitting the wrong side button. So like, it's the top one that does this one, and then the bottom one is my health potions. And I keep hitting the blink when I mean to hit my health potions, and my health potions when I mean to hit the blink. And yeah, that is where we're at with all of that. You see, we gotta weave our way all the way around here. Get back there. I mean, that's the one, I think, probably most annoying part is just having to run all the way back to where you were. Like, if there's one quality of life thing I wish the game had, it's like it would drop a portal where you died, so you can get back there easier. Okay, 3168 experience is what I dropped there. I got back. Yeah, he was almost dead. Agent Heavy Explosives, Untitled Letter, Bloodfang Oil. Is a recipe. Okay. And there's the heavy explosives. Cool. What else do we have here? Some money and crafting stuff. Money. Anything up there? No, it's blocked off. All right. Cool. What's in here? Nothing. All right. Out we go. Out we go, and right on over here. Destroy the barricade. Boom. Means of strife there. All right. Actually, I wonder if I broke the quest by doing that. I might have to recover the. I might have to recover the explosives again.
Good work down there. We need to secure a forward position at the necropolis immediately.
Oh, okay. It worked.
We cannot simply march our forces straight into the necropolis. The cult's minions will descend upon us in force, and we will be crushed before we can even get near the Tomb of the Watchers. Instead, we will put your unique skills to use. Make your way into the necropolis past the Plains of Strife, and secure the nearest rift gate. Once you've done so, Algrim will come through with a contingent of our men. With the element of surprise on our side, we will strike at the enemy from within.
All right. I will head to the necropolis at once. And as for you, have you recovered the supplies? Yes, here they are. Now what did I get? Black Legion reputation, homestead reputation, scrap, and inventory. Oh, another inventory bag. Nice. Excellent. I was afraid it had been destroyed after the recent explosions down in the armory. Thank you for recovering the supplies. Here, take some of this scrap. I'm sure you could use it too. Thank you. Make good use of these supplies. Oh, that's good. So I've got a fourth bag. Sweet. Sweet. Let's go. Black Legion wares. Let's
See anything you like?
sell these things to you. Just get them out of there. And then let's go turn this other quest in. Yeah. So where do I gotta go for that? I gotta go Father Kaiman at Sorrow's Bastion, which is over here. Wait, where? Oh, here it is. Kaiman's chosen entrance is this way. All right, and down. Oops, wrong way. Down here. Have you dealt with the Order's followers and recovered the sacred ashes? Yes, I have them here. What did I get? 500 reputation and a blueprint. Empyrean's will was done this day. You have done well, my chosen. With the ashes in our possession, we have brought forth a harbinger of Empyrean's will. Together we shall bring righteous fire down upon the impure and the corrupt. Thanks to your efforts, we now have a formidable new ally, a manifestation of Archon Bartholomew himself. What's next for the chosen? Before I entrust you with a mission of utmost importance, your mettle must first be tested through a veritable trial by fire. Are you prepared for what's to come? Sure. There are many layers to the Forsaken Void, filled with ashes and misery, but one such place houses a fiend known as Bane Gargoth. From within its obsidian throne, this void spawn sends forth his armies to spread havoc and suffering upon Cairn. This will not stand. Prove your worth to me, chosen. Enter the void through a rift at the Plains of Strife to the north of Fort Icon. Brave the Forsaken Wastes and enter the Obsidian Throne. Destroy Bane Gargoth and return to me. Sure. This is the thing he summoned? Stand before the Harbinger of the Lightbringer. Goodbye. I have questions. So, do you... What's my reputation with them? Respected? Okay, so I got second level here. So, did I buy these blueprints yet? Black Tallow, Blessed Whetstone. Chosen Core. Let me see if I have Chosen Core. What do I have? Where's my crafting guy at? Let's see. That's character. Achievement options. Codex skills. Character faction just tells me where I'm at with the factions. So respected in Homestead, respected Kaiman's chosen. Rovers respected. I think I have to get to friendly in order to be able to take on bounties with them. So I guess the Black Legion, I can take bounties from them now. Some friendly terms with them. I don't think there's a dude here. No, there isn't. I can go to... Let's just go to Devil's Crossing. Cannot teleport to his Riftgate from here. Alright. Let's stand outside and do it. Go. Okay, so let's talk to the armorer here.
Got any more scrap metal?
So what did I have? So chosen cord. Okay, so I do have that one already. So I think I bought all those blueprints.
Find any blueprints. Put them back here.
Okay, and that's Juggernaut.
Got any
Okay. Silver core bolts. Melvin's lens. All right. Yeah, I think I've got those already. I wish it would tell you if you already knew them before you go and buy them and then find out you already know them. Oh, it does say already learned. Oh, wait a minute. Hang on. Let's go see what those say. Back here.
See anything you like?
Okay, already learned. Okay, yeah, so I did already learn all those. All right, so that's good. I don't have to buy those.
Iron well spent.
The Black Legion though should be up here in Fort Icon. Let's see if I can. Whoops, wrong way. Oh, you have a quest for me? You're not from the Legion? Perhaps there's something you could help me with. Something that can't involve the troops? What is it? The recent ethereal attack, I cannot allow this deception to carry on any longer. Anastasia, the witch who was allowed to enter our fold, must be put down. The Inquisitor insists that she not be harmed, but the trust he has in her is misplaced. Commander Lucius was an honorable man and a dedicated soldier up until he was possessed by the Ethereals. I refuse to believe that Anastasia's witchcraft was not involved in this corruption. As we're all under strict orders not to harm her, I need someone outside the Legion, such as yourself, to handle this for me. Will you enter the fort prison and deal with her? Yep. Sure. A quest? Definitely. Black Legion. Okay, so I do have access to the bounty table. Spawns of the Void, sure, whatever. Doesn't matter. What level does this game have a way to keep track of ongoing quests? Yes. So in my journal here, so you have this is the ongoing quest, this tab here. So it tells me all the different quests that I have going on. Plus they're also on the right hand side as well, the active ones. The only one negative thing I do have is that some of the quests, particularly like bounties and stuff, sometimes aren't clear where you have to go to find the bounty. Like they'll give you a general area, but you have to go through the entire area to find it. And sometimes it's like an area next to that area. So sometimes some of the like bounty quests and stuff that are optional are a little bit difficult to know where you have to go. But you know, at that point, if you're doing a lot of bounty stuff and whatnot, you're probably end game. You're probably doing stuff to just like get your faction reputations up and get access to all the really cool stuff. So one of the things that you do, so there's a faction reputation part of the game, and so you can come to the quartermaster of a particular faction, and as the reputation goes up, you gain access to more stuff. So like right now I only have access to this because I'm friendly with them, but if it goes up I get access to blueprints, and then further up I get a writ, which gives me a reputation gain increase by 50% for the Black Legion for this character. And then you go up to next level and you get a mandate, which allows you it's not character bound, so you can put the mandate in your shared stash, and you can fire up a different character, pull that mandate down, and you'll get a reputation gain increased by 200% with that particular faction. So if you're doing like a new game plus, or you're doing a different character build or whatever, you can do it that way. And then also more blueprints and stuff and other equipment you get here for that. So that's all the like faction stuff. So that's kind of, I think, the end game. A lot of that is kind of grinding out faction rep and things like that. I don't know what else though. What level is considered end game? I don't think there is a level. I don't think there's a level cap in the game at all. So I'm level 46. And what do I need to the next level? Does it tell me somewhere here? So there's item levels. So my average item level is 26. Let's see how much I need to the next level. I think it says it down here. So yeah, I have what? Just over 2 million experience. I need 11,000 to the next level. And yeah, I don't think there's a level cap. I think you can just keep on going until maybe level 99. I'm not actually sure on that one. But yeah, so it's entirely possible to just keep on grinding out levels and just doing bounties and things like that. So, and it really comes down to your skills as well. So like every level you get 3 points, skill points, and you can have your primary class, which mine is Demolitionist, and then you have a secondary class, which in my case is Inquisitor. And then each of these classes, you've got points down here. You can get up to 50 points down here. Plus you put points into different skills. So this kind of unlocks that area of the tree, and then you can put skills into stuff. And every level gets you 3 points. So I think it's possible to like basically get all these at some point. Maybe. Or close to it. And then you've got devotion points, which there's a maximum of 55 of those, which includes the DLC. And those, you get 1 point, 1 devotion point every time you cleanse a shrine. And then that gives you access to constellations, and each of these constellations has like a different affinity with them. And those affinities all give you a boost to your character. So for instance, this one's giving me 15% additional fire damage and aether damage and whatnot. And then when you complete an entire constellation, it gives you more like green affinity and blue affinity. And then you use that to then go further out in here. Like this is like tier 3 stuff where you need at least 5 purple and 5 green just to unlock this constellation and stuff. So there's a lot of, just from a sake of like, you only get 55 points here, and there's far more than 55 stars in this sky here. So there's a lot of different build paths you could go on to try some things out and whatnot. From what I gather, a lot of the end game is just kind of like firing up another character and just playing through the story again with a different character, trying a different build, all that stuff. So, yeah. Okay. Where's my where's the stash guy at? You're over here, right?
Got something you need stashed?
Yeah, let's get our stuff over there. Sort our inventory. Cool. Got all these resistances, our offensive ability, defensive. Armor rating is 298. You could see yourself dumping a couple hundred or even 1,000 hours. A lot of people do. A lot of people do. They really, really do. For a lot of people, I mean, this game still has a very active community, from my understanding. It's not co-op or multiplayer or anything like that. It's just straight single player. But even then, there's still plenty of people doing builds and playing the game over and over and over again. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. What's our next stash tab? 200,000? That's a lot. We only have 274 here, but would be interesting. You know what? Let's get the stash tab anyway. Screw it. And then 200,000 for the next one. Okay. Why not? Goody item transfer stash. Place items in a transfer area to have the smuggler make them available to all your characters. Okay, and then here's the item transfer stuff. So if I wanted to transfer stuff to other characters there, I could do that. The shared character stash, as it were. And as I said, there's a lot of mods for this game. I don't have all of them. I don't have a lot of them installed, but there's more mods that like give you. There's one I had installed at one point that like gives you stats on the screen. So as like it gives you like a running tally of your DPS and all that stuff. So as you're trying out builds and stuff, it'll tell you, oh, your DPS is increased or it's decreased, or the amount of experience you're gaining per minute is decreased or increased. So there's a lot of stuff to kind of help you even, you know, min-max the game and whatnot and be more efficient and everything. But I just kind of stuck to some of the visual mods more than anything else this time around. Okay. Oh, there's the prison I have to go into and stuff. Cool. There's that other rift gate, though, that we couldn't access, which was weird. Not rift gate. The other totem that we couldn't, or shrine that we couldn't cleanse. I'll have to figure out what's going on with that. But oh, we do have a smithy here. Where are you at? You're right here.
Got any more scrap metal?
Oh, nice. Okay.
If you
Cool.
find any blueprints, bring them back here.
Cool, cool, cool. All right. I think it is quitting time for me tonight. My friends getting tired, and we're past the 11:30 that I normally usually stream towards. So I think we are good there for right now. It's been another fun night in some Grim Dawn. So good stuff all around. And yeah, so we'll be doing some coding tomorrow night and Saturday afternoon. I don't know. I'll probably jump back on to the streamer bot stuff tomorrow night. I'm not quite finished what I was doing off camera, but I'll just do it on camera for a little bit. And then probably do some more of the game development learning stuff on Saturday. And then I got to figure out what I'm going to do on Monday, because we finished Dragon Age Veilguard. And I've been looking around through my library to see what I want to do next, and I haven't quite decided yet. I've been looking at older stuff, and I've been looking at newer stuff, and I'm just kind of deciding where I want to go with it, because there's a couple different things I could start, but as I said in my channel update, I really do want to get some indie games back into the loop. So we'll see. We'll see what I decide to come up with. I have an idea for what I want to do, and I also have an idea for an older RPG that I like to stream. It really depends on what I'm feeling. So that is where we're at with that. We'll find out I'll probably find out Monday, because right before I stream, I'll be like, well, I got to make a decision. Let's figure something out. So that'll be that. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, we should be back with some more Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Enjoying the heck out of that game. Loving every minute of that. Hopefully between now and then, I'll do some of the off-camera, just like collection stuff, collection stuff that doesn't have anything to do with the story. And we'll do that. And then yeah, next Thursday we'll be back with some more Grim Dawn. So that is the story as I know it right now, my friends. If you are watching this on the YouTubes and you like what I've done, I would be much appreciative if you could leave a like and or subscribe, or both if you're up to it. No biggie if you don't. And otherwise, I would say thank you so much, everyone, for watching. I hope everyone has an excellent morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on what it is for you, and hope to see you back here again in the future for some more stuff, whatever happens to suit your fancy. Until then, see you bye. Channel name, you can go to memoryleakdeath.tv/VODs or /live, actually, and that will take you right to my channel. So memoryleakdeath.tv/live will take you there. But yeah, see you bye, everybody.
old story. Boy finds girl, boy loses girl, girl finds boy. Boy forgets girl, boy remembers girl. And girl dies in a tragic blimp accident over the Orange Bowl on New Year's Day.
Goodyear?
No, the worst.